41st millennium. For more than 100 centuries, the God Emperor has sat immobile on the golden throne of terror. He is the master of mankind by the will of the gods, and master of a million worlds by the might of his inexhaustible armies. He is a rotting carcass, writhing invisibly with power from the dark age of technology. He is the carrion lord of the Imperium, for whom 1,000 souls are sacrificed every day, so that he may never truly die. Yet even in his deathless state, the Emperor continues his eternal vigilance. Mighty battle fleets cross the demon-infested miasma of the warp, the only route between distant stars, their way lit by the Astronomicon, the psychic manifestation of the Emperor's will. Vast armies give battle in his name on uncounted worlds. Greatest amongst his soldiers are the Adeptus Astartes, the Space Marines, bio-engineered super warriors. Their comrades in arms are Legion, the Imperial Guard, and countless planetary defense forces, the ever-vigilant Inquisition, and the tech priests of the Adeptus Mechanicus, to name only a few. But for all their multitudes, they are barely enough to hold off the ever-present threat from aliens, heretics, mutants, and worse. To be a man in such times is to be one amongst untold billions. It is to live in the cruelest and most bloody regime imaginable. These are the tales of those times. Forget the power of technology and science, for so much has been forgotten, never to be relearned. Forget the promise of progress and understanding. For in the grim darkness of the far future, there is only war. There is no peace amongst the stars, only an eternity of carnage and slaughter and the laughter of thirsting gods. It is
Okay then, ladies and gentlemen, how are we looking tonight? Looks good to me. Hopefully the audio sounds good to y'all. Oh dear, that might have been a mistake. Making chocolate cake and eating it before stream might have been made a bit much. Okay. Alright. We need head to the Cenobium, I guess. Why is Abelard okay? I think first things first, we'll go back to the starship. And hello, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're all having an excellent evening. I am hopefully going to improve in awareness in a little bit. I'm just very... Vox Master Victus. Permission to report, Lord Captain. Over the past few days, I've received several messages from different decks complaining about anomalous behaviors in the ship's cogitators and servitors. The machine spirits are restless and rebellious, and no tech litany or ritual of pacification can rid them of this obstinacy. The tech priests can deal with the vessel's systems, but the servitors, they make errors in their tasks, disobey orders, change the assigned rituals, or sometimes downright freeze as if in a trance. Abelard. A click comes over the Vox channel, followed by a weary sigh. Lord Captain, occurrences such as these, caused by errors in cogitator calculations, or have some other sensible explanation, I beseech you not to take those who whisper about the ship being possessed or cursed. Oh, don't start, old man. All those peculiar happenings have long since turned to local legends. A door slams shut, the lumen starts flickering. Folks have grown quite used to it. So our resident ghost has decided to up the ante. I'm telling you, things are only going to get worse from here. The technomats inspected the servitors and concluded they pose no danger. According to the servants of the Omnissiah, such behavior is caused either by the echoes of minds not completely eliminated, or by manifestations of the machine spirit's will. Nevertheless, the faulty servitors make the crew's tasks significantly more difficult. And High Factotum, Janara Stanrock, would like to discuss how he should deal with the defective property. He is awaiting your audience on the bridge. Yay. We have not. We should do this first, I think. Pretty sure anyway. My gut tells me to. Oh, God. Nope, I should have drank like a full, like, huge thing of coffee before stream. It's been like 105 here, and I was like, oh. Like, you're cooking your own Jesus? Alright, what do we got? We have loot. And then, Raquel.
Something of interest.
I'll handle that later. Come in, escort. This is Captain Vicari. Escort, please come in. The pale young woman looks at you with a mixture of hope and disbelief swirling in her eyes. You notice her hands trembling as she clutches her weapon. Who are you? Did you come from the planet? Are you reinforcements? Saint's teeth, I thought you'd never come. I am rogue trader Ulrich von Valentius. Now introduce yourself. At once, the woman stands at attention. Captain Raquel Vicari, servant of House Winterscale and the pilot of this shuttle. It is an honor to be greeting his lordship von Valentius. I have no time for long-winded talks. Brief me on the situation ahead and do be concise. Reporting. There's been a prison riot on the planetoid led by the prison warden himself. My Lord Yvain Winterscale, son of rogue trader Caligus Winterscale, went to parley with him. Laboring biomass should have been equipped with shutdown switches. It is surprising that this procedure was not performed in a timely manner. Ah, Pascal. Gotta love how he's always thinking of the most mechanicus solution to any problem. The warden himself is spearheading the riot. Yes. No one expected this. Master Castelgalia is a nobleman from a respected governor house and a vassal to House Winterscale. All of a sudden, he proclaimed that Rycat Filia was now his personal domain, that the prisoners were his subjects, and that he would never bow to anyone again. It's pure heresy. And why would young Winterscale have felt the need to parley with the dissidents? It's a personal matter. Master Castigalia, the seditious warden, is Lord Yvain's childhood friend. When my lord heard of the riot, the news saddened him greatly, and so he rushed here without delay in hopes of bringing his old friend to his senses, no doubt. The first Winterscale in my memory who prefers to talk first rather than shoot and slash. Young Lord Winterscale is not his father's shadow. If he is determined to save his friend, he won't back down. I pray to the throne that he is alive and well. He has been gone for such a long time, and I really don't like this place. Theobald executed his wife and only son on the mere suspicion of treason against House Orselio. So why did the noble Yvain rush to save someone who had betrayed his house? Do bonds of friendship give one the right to make inexcusable mistakes? That depends on who you ask. Ew. Right then. I'm looking for a man by the name of Henrix van Carlox. He is here, perhaps? Unless it's one of the prisoners or guards, then it seems unlikely. There are no shuttles in working order other than yours and mine. There is nothing else anyone could have used to reach this place. Is this prison riot connected to the Planetary Rebellion? It seems more likely that Warden Castigalia learned about the rebellion on Rykad Minoris and decided to use the situation to his advantage. I can't say for certain. Perhaps no one can. Governor Medina has always preferred to shoot rebels rather than inquire about their motives and connections. Is there anything else I should be appraised of before I set out? Some of the rebels have holed up in the barracks. I don't know how many, but given this is the only way through to where the negotiations are taking place, I would expect heavy resistance. Please take caution, your lordship. Lord Winterscale's guards mined the entrance so that the rebels couldn't get to the shuttle. You're very welcome, Jim Binks. Good to see you, good fella. Playing a bit of Warhammer 40K Road Trader. With very poor voice acting by yours truly. I hope you enjoy it. We do have some emotes, but other than that, I'm sorry, we're not doing something cooperative tonight. I have no more questions. You may excuse yourself, pilot. Your lordship, if I may have a moment of your time, I wouldn't have dared to trouble you with a personal matter, but the situation... In any case, have you been to the capital of Rykad Minoris yet? I wanted to ask if you saw a man there, a communications officer by the name of Jasper. I met Jasper at the starport and saved his life. I expect some show of gratitude. You may name your firstborn after me, or whatever it is that commoners do to thank their heroes. If you like anything isometric, Jim, I would absolutely suggest checking out Rogue Trader, good sir. It is the best RPG by Owlcat to date. I have not tried out Dark Heresy, but it's still in beta, so we shall see if it measures up to what standard this game has set, because this one is fantastic. Yes, of course, your lordship. We will. It is a great honor. She forces a smile, then with greater sincerity she adds, and thank you, both for saving Jasper and for letting me all know he's all right. She bows. You can tell by the desperation in her eyes that she is exhausted, frightened, and wishes to be off this planetoid as soon as possible. Right then. Ute.
I won't tolerate weakness.
And this is set in one of my favorite fictional settings, which is 40K, and is absolutely amazing. And it nails the tone and the writing very, very well. So there is much to praise here. Oh, Ferrum Sanctum. Wait, why do I have... Oh, right.
Halt! I noticed something.
Keep reminding me which character
Sister
I'm on.
Argenta, you are always shrouded in a greenish-gray mist when I see you. Is it me
Why
that
do
troubles
I
you?
have Ferrum Sanctum?
Or is it whatever I can see behind it?
My soul is open to the light and his faithful servants. The rest is merely fleeting frailties that hold no significance. Begging and sobbing and howling.
A long string of names extends beneath the heading, Top Quarry Workers of the Cycle.
Victory awaits!
The remains of a meal, one far too lavish for even a hive world, let alone a prison colony. Oh boy.
Fortune smiles on us.
Look,
An
when you
ill
just start
omen.
seeing tons of completely out-of-character kindness from the prison guards, it is time to get ready to run. Especially in 40K. There are no free meals, and they're probably going to turn you into...
Regret this!
Cabela! I love you
I
to
am
death,
your
but if you could
shadow.
not stand on things that explode,
always
that
ready.
would be lovely.
What advice do you seek?
Okay. Heal yourself.
Field medicine at its finest. Let me
And
have
it'll give you a little
Back
experience.
into the fray.
this wound.
And heal
will make
her
a fine
twice.
scar.
Though I gave thee my blood
fetch
and
you.
my pain, thou hast ordained that I shall live.
Oh god. I have so many health kits. It's just like, yes, you can have all the med kits now. Which is not bad. Like, not at all a bad thing. I'm very happy to have them. Frag grenades, though, are also necessary. frag, gas cloud. And fire grenades. Also, I probably need to start handing out helmets and armor. Oh yeah, that'll be perfect for her. She has the whole Navigator Eye ability. Very useful. And then capes for Pascal. Phantom Cloak. Extra resistance against warp damage. Good. Very good. Plus 5 damage and crit chance. Although she's not running the sniper, so that won't help her out as much as we would probably like. Right. Let's take everyone over there, and
A new challenge for
this
me?
will get us into a combat. There we go.
Take a knee and bow before me.
All of you will bleed!
Okay, ambush. Now, if memory serves me correctly, this is that fight. This fight is relatively easy to do. Who's up next? Grenadier Guard. Yep.
Guided by faith!
So, you need to die first.
Dedicated. Faith without deeds is worthless.
And
Doubt is for the weak. I'll do it.
switch that out for the sword. So that technically gives her better dodge if memory serves me correctly.
Brace yourself, Avalon.
Oh, that sucks. Force grenades are not fun to hit.
I serve the ruinous powers.
Ablar's just over there like, hit me, I can tank it! He does not give a shit, because he is Ablar.
Enjoy your luck while you still draw breath.
Okay. Can I get more than one of you? Probably
I shall
not.
not fail. Is a blessing.
But I can get at least one of you.
I will leave footprints of scarlet.
That is the stronger... oh, hold on.
Trust me.
There we
The
go.
other side awaits.
Just what you want to see. Alright. She has no range, so we're gonna do... We're gonna wait. One has a knife, that one also has a knife. Hopefully it's not a poop knife. I've been reading a really interesting bit of 40K lore recently. I was reading
Battlefields are always drowned
the short
in
story for
scarlet,
the Zealot in Darktide.
as duty demands.
Very interesting. Because it implies, quite heavily, that some Nurgle cult on Atoma has been doing some very unethical things with dead people.
Me.
And a
If you
relic of a
insist, Lord
possible
Captain.
Chaos Space Marine. There we go. Give everybody Machine Spirit Communion. Move him up. And then Power Axe.
Your life is a negligible variable.
Sadly won't hit any of those guys because
Out
it's
of
not
my
in
way.
range. Don't have good line of
Death to
sight.
non-believers.
Momentum.
As the Emperor commands, I...
Ah, Prometheum. The little weapon war crime that could. Okay.
as honor ordained.
And that is
What
that file done.
torments you?
Right, let's loot all these guys. Not that they'll give us anything great, but hey, it's trading materials, which will give us more reputation, which will make it where we're slightly less poor than before.
I'll lay claim to the stars.
And the more money you have, the more likely you are to be able to kill a god later. The beds here are bolted to the floor. Some even have thin, torn bed sheets and even tattered pillows. Positively luxurious by 40K standards. Hold on. We're missing something. There's something. Not this one. Hail Grizzled! How are ye, good sir? Oh, we're
As it should be.
playing a bit of Rogue Trader. Or the Emperor indeed. We have a prison shank chat. What could we do with that, I wonder? So many things. The cages have been placed in plain view of the beds. Inside are traces of blood and excrement. That's always a good sign.
It's about time.
We're being nicer to the prisoners. Then why are you keeping them in a cage that is small enough I wouldn't even put my dog in it? Questions. Too many questions. Or not enough of the right ones. Like, why not? Why wouldn't you feed the murder rapist into one of those? It'd be funny.
It leads me along mine. We both serve him in our own way. So, why do I see such worry in your eyes whenever you look at me, Amic Argenta?
We find our foes by different means. I kill those deemed guilty of heresy by the exalted ecclesiarchy. You kill those identified by vague portents. And I do not know to what extent they can be trusted.
What? You're saying that Sisters of Battle don't just kill people on a whim and they actually use logic and reason? There we go. The chopped up slabs of flesh have been thoroughly washed of any blood. Yes. Look, chat, I'm just saying, I kind of think that chaos is, what was the word? Misunderstood. Really, I think they're just normal people, and the Imperium is just being big mean for not allowing them to run rampant. Yes.
Done.
The symbol before you bears a familiar scent, that of the dark forces of chaos. The Slaneshi demon is Laheckan misunderstood, guys.
I won't tolerate weakness.
Is there anything back in here? I don't think there is. Nothing worth acquiring, anyway. Judging by the number of horde morsels, dozens of victims were slain here, and as they're using the word morsel, that means they were eating them. And not in a nice, ground up into corpse starch kind of way.
The machine gun grants me insight.
It's been quite the day. A very hot day. Didn't get anything done outside that I wanted to do today. My brethren, the dawn is nigh. The Optimates will guide us to a new existence. Yes, yes, dear brethren, have a taste of my steel. Oh, how I have longed for this, my dear brethren. This is always a good sign. And look, pirates. Prisoner, thank the throne, normal-looking faces. We thought we were going to die here with those nutters. The old man, with a gap-toothed smile, drops his weapon and holds out his hand in a placating gesture. Please don't shoot us, your nobleness. Let us speak a word. Well, this is a welcome change. Talking before shooting. Still, Lord Captain, the look of this ragtag bunch hardly inspires trust. Words. Give me a good reason not to execute you on the spot. Here's the deal. We're honest, quiet, and neat. We didn't want to riot, but well, sitting it out really wasn't an option either. The Warden's lapdogs made short work of those who refused to join in the festivities, so we had to, you know, play along. But that's all it was, play. We never meant no offence to Governor Minna, nor to the lawful authority of House Winterscale. Give us a chance, eh? We just want to wait until everything blows over and we can go back to ourselves and quietly do the rest of our time. Pascal inquires demurely, does the fact that this sub is presently confined and therefore has previously betrayed the trust of the Imperium servants need to be vocalized? Or is it evident to the laity, persons uninitiated in the sacred mysteries of logic? I apologize, just finished the first 3 episodes of Reacher. I have to say, the first episode was clunky, but 2 and 3 are really decent. That's very cool. I have heard good things about Reacher. Very good things. I need to watch it. My glorious mod, Aridhale, has been after me to do that at some point, but I have just not found the time. I could, though. A repentant, honest heretic. How novel. Judging by Abelard Stone, the Seneschal is utterly unimpressed by the man's ingratiating monologue. Ben! Bend over, good sir, good to see you. How are you? The low-born speech is mottled with colours that conceal his true, darker hues. This old man has a long history of lies, and he is using his wiles on us as well. But I see no foul corruption or ill intent in his words. Only watch if you have time and are in the mood. I will take your advice, sir. Tell me more about the Wardens and the riot. Oh, I soil your tongue talking about that heretic, but if you insist, here's how it is. The warden of this here prison, the Honor Master Castagalia, was a crackpot from the start. The previous warden ran things the proper way. Prayer, 1 meal a day, work, a punch in the chompers from the guards, work again. But the new one, do you know what his first decree was? He introduced lunches and dinners. By the 9 devils, that's 3 meals a day. The man was obviously stark raving mad. Things only went downhill from there. The guards quit with the teeth punching, the warden forbade them. Instead, the overseer started counting which prisoners were digging up more things in the quarry, or swinging their pickaxes harder, or whatnot, and then, would you believe it, they started to put together a list of the best workers. And if someone on that list showed good behaviour, then they'd get promoted to an optimate. That's the upper crust among us jailbirds. Oh, don't apologise, Ben. I am sure you arrived in perfectly good time. After all, we're just getting to the good part. Or that's how it was at first, and then the warden decided it's the optimates, not the guards, who should be in charge of punishments. That it wasn't the overseer's jobs to watch the prisoners. It was the optimates, so let me tell you, that's when those goody two-shoes really started to shine. The guards aren't even in the same league as our dear fellows, the optimates. In the old days, we had maybe 5 or 10 stiffs kicking it in a week, and now we're lucky if it's only 50. And that wasn't even the end of it. Warden Castagalia moved out of his chambers to live right in the quarry under the dome, and I think something in his new home really scrambled his brain. He began spouting the wildest things like, the optimates are saints who will behold the truth, and he started taking them to the quarry. Not all of them returned. The ones who did, you wouldn't recognize them. More beast than man. They were butchering people left and right, even guards and overseers. The warden himself had armed them, and that's the whole sob story. But I knew it from the moment he let us have dinners. Oh, this won't end well. If I spare you, what do I gain from it? Now, how can lowly jailbirds hope to thank your noble self? Ah, I have an inkling. You see, us here were, how should I put this, different from the rest of the prisoners in this place. They're all petty thieves from Roycad Minoris, debtors, gutter snipes. They're no one serious. Now we, your nobleness, are cut from a different cloth altogether. We're fortune seekers from the void. Why don't we tell you where on Footfall Station? You know Footfall, the only shipyard and the best market in all the Coronis Expanse. Yes, so where on Footfall you can find some very serious, business-minded people, and how you can get yourself a very special discount from them on some very special goods. What kind of very serious people? The most serious kind, your nobleness. Have you heard about the Fellowship of the Void? But it's the largest pirate alliance in the Expanse. There is no leader, of course, but there are some terribly serious captains who decided that cutting each other's throats over loot was, what do you call it, counterproductive. But cutting throats together, now that's anti-counterproductive. And well, their joint efforts leave them with an excess of spoil, so they need to dispose of it somehow. And I, your nobleness, just happen to know someone who handles such kinds of dealings on behalf of those very serious people. You are pirates. I came across a void ship belonging to your associates. They were planning to break you out. Well, now that's out of the bag. Our fellows were supposed to come get us a long time ago, but they got tied up somewhere. Void Kraken's gullet with them. And in all this time, we had to wait. This happened. Pardon me for trying to pull the synth wool over you. It's just that we want nothing to do with this whole warden nonsense. So what now? Will you let us go? Very well. I shall spare you. Oh, that's so great to hear, your nobleness. Just great. Now, there's a true aristocrat, not that warden creep. Now then, your nobleness, where was I? If you're ever on Footfall Station, there's this district there, the Shadow Quarters it's called, because it's located behind the statue of our holiest emperor. I've known folks who called it something else, also on account of it being behind that statue. Don't repeat their mistakes, I tell you. Reverend Hieronymus wasted no time finding and burning them all. Forgive an old man for getting distracted. So, Footfall. The Shadow Quarters. There's a bar there, built into the remains of an old ship, and in that bar, in the back room, a certain Razia does her business. Tell her Grandpa Vavkal says hello. You'll be her favourite client in the blink of an eye. And there we are. Well, your nobleness, we'll be going now, if you don't mind. I shall not leave you here to die at the hands of the Warden's henchmen. Go tell my pilot that it is the Lord Captain's orders that you be sent to my ship. You will join my ship's crew. You have my personal pardon as a rogue trader. Thanks. We are most grateful, your nobleness. The old man glances at you somewhat skeptically, but then smiles and leaves. Right then. Now that I have 3 very old pirates on my crew, I can loot all these corpses and cheat by using my new influence with the Fellowship of the Void to make myself very, very rich.
Let me help.
Because, remember, boys and girls, while rogue traders may claim to worship the God Emperor, they may claim to be loyal followers of the Ecclesiarchy and all of that nonsense, the truth is that rogue traders of the Imperium of Man worship one thing above all others, and that is profit.
This explorator is
Money.
blessed with multifunctionality.
They really like money and nice things. And nice people. And depending on how perverse your rogue trader is, nice looking people. To do very unsanctioned things with. What kind of staff is that? I need... Diviner. Like Orican the Diviner, but not as cool and without the time travel powers. Add to cargo. And then add those to cargo as well. And who needs a shotgun? No one needs a shotgun. Probably could use... Ooh. That is a particularly nice sniper rifle, though. That's a better sub-revolver. I will take that. And of course, my weapon of choice, chat, because I am only the chadliest of psychers, is the almighty and completely peak Warhammer weapon known as a E-tool. Yes, you may see psychers running around with fancy schmancy chainswords and power weapons, but let me tell you, there is no finer weapon in all the Imperium than the humble e-tool. Yes, I think last pistol would be a better choice. Perfectamundo. Okay. Guns. Do we give her a gun? I have a feeling that giving her a long last would actually be smart. And by the way, chat, if we can get one of these for Darktide, I will be happy as a pig in a puddle of mud, because long lasts are awesome. Very, very awesome. They are the ultimate 40k normal human sniper rifle. Although, if I had to pick one gun from 40k to have, and it had to be a sniper rifle, it'd be the Exodus sniper rifle, because it is really cool. Let's see. Let's knock that down so we can have a bridge out. And we'll head this way. Exodus sniper rifle can do some downright silly things. A corpse in a uniform decorated with the winter scale coat of arms. The dead guard did not even have time to draw a weapon. The attack must have come as a surprise.
Follow my lead.
Yes. And we're just gonna cheese our way along the corner here, and... well, what do you know? We leveled up again. Level 16 is when I get to get my companion. We are gonna go with Cyber Raven. I need... Sanguine Siphon. Saturation. Pulse of Life. And more Fellowship. Because more Fellowship is gooder. Forceful Strike or Reckless? Forceful. Because knocking people prone is busted, yo. I want probably to grab... Fleet Combat Training, or... Yep, get into cover. Get into cover will save your entire party repeatedly. Controlled Shot, so we don't burn anyone alive with flamers later. Demolition or Medicae. Medicae. Being able to heal better is good. I'm sorry, chat. Hadron has utterly brain-rotted me to death. Okay. Can I give her... No, I cannot. That is sad. Where is Tonsity? Tenacity? It's not tenacity, it's tonicity. Oh, good. Quite useful. Toughness. Willpower. Buff that willpower. And give him fusion of flesh and metal. I think we're gonna make him like the most vulnerable motherfucker to shock damage ever seen. Lore Imperium or Medicae. Tech use. Tech use. acrobatic artistry. Because that can be very broken. Blade Dancer is healed for the first time in a round. They are healed for an additional 4 wounds and gain 10 toughness till the end of it. Blade in his hand. Grand Performance Guillotine, or a Guillotine, if you're down here. Hell yeah. Make that particular ability as busted as possible. That there's a guillotine. Okay. Okay, I'll take the grenades. Look, I wasn't asking, but if you want to give them to me, I will take that right now and ask no questions. Force grenade. Cassia, my dear.
I'm afraid not.
What do you mean you can't take that? Yes, you can. That. Force. Gas. Those. Large medkit. No, we're gonna want to give her a fire grenade. More promethium means better. The glass-making furnace was used to melt the extracted sand and turn it into glass.
I do what I
The evidence
must.
suggests that this victim was killed by poison gas. That's not concerning at all.
A new challenge for me?
I told you, Evie. They're hiding so much from us.
Arrogant mentors, holy brothers and sisters, what have they ever given us? Nothing but a pile of fins and useless admonitions. The voice of the man standing with his back to you sounds almost soft. Heedless of everything but what's in front of him, he leans over a prisoner dressed in expensive clothing. But Aurora, she's different. She spoke with me like no one has before. She revealed the truth to me, and now I can reveal it to you. If you just stop struggling for 1 minute. The man finally realizes he is not alone and turns to you. He is clutching a long, thin metal rod with blood dripping off of it. We have gas from the fun Valencia ship. Major? Evie, my dear, you will have to wait. Do not faint, I beg of you. It's important that you feel everything, including your other eye. As the warden is speaking, a strange sensation draws your attention towards the ground, specifically an open pit in loose dirt. A single word spontaneously surfaces in your mind. Cradle. The pit does not appear to be of much interest, but at some point it has something of great importance, something faintly similar to you, familiar to you. The warden's words are drowned out by a chorus of voices in your head. The entity that dwells still in the recesses of your mind rejoices in a cacophony of cries. This place, it holds great significance for that entity. In the frantic chanting of the voices, you can almost make out words that speak of an ancient grave, one that was open, for it contained a priceless treasure, a most coveted prize that was retrieved by the faithful after a centuries-long search. Such dreadful shades. Cassia recoils and covers her mouth. The colors of this place, they are putrescent to the core, and these people, their colors are oozing with madness, despair, and pain, and doom. Step away from the hostage at once. Hostage? How rude. Young Winterscale is my guest and dearest friend. He came here to visit his old acquaintance and have a heartfelt talk, and I am merely showing him some appropriate hospitality to commemorate our reunion. As if echoing his words, Yvain of Winterscale lets out a weak moan. How dare you, contemptible peasant! For every drop of noble blood you spill, you will pay 100-fold more. Cassia turns to you for support with an expression that is equal parts indignant and frightened. That poor fool. I knew nothing would ever come of his naive attempt at negotiating with heretics, however, Yvain appears to be still alive. If we make haste, we might yet save him. Having a scion of House Winterscale in your debt would certainly prove beneficial. How do you know who I am? Lies have many faces, but there is only one truth, and it has been laid bare before me. I know the enemy of the truth would come here sooner or later. And what madness have you wrought in this prison? Do you truly want to know? He becomes more animated and runs a hand through his matted hair. You note it has been some time since he last trimmed his nails. This was my garden, where I tried to grow the seedlings of a beautiful future. That was before I realized that there is no future. Not in the sense ordinary people can understand. We are too attached to this life, to the limitations of our weak bodies, to the short-sightedness of our eyes that can scarcely see. It's also insignificant. The true future lies beyond real space, and the only way to reach it is through a cleansing sacrifice. Do you understand? That pit. There's something special about it, is there not? An item of value was once buried here. Now tell me, Warden, what was that item and who took it from here? The Warden's gaze bores into you. He smiles with corners of his lips. You are too late. Enemy of the truth. This bastion has already fulfilled its great purpose. You will never find the trail of the reclaimed relic that now rests in the hands of the devout. Why did you mutilate these people? They are my optimates. Saints who will guide the flock at the fated hour. Listen, he pauses and smiles. Can you hear? You can't. They're crying out, calling. It's just that their cries are not meant for our ears. They cast their voices out there, beyond the edge of the glass, into the transparent quiet. There they are heard. There, their call is answered. Rogue Trader, every moment spent talking to this heretic could be a moment spent destroying him, and committing this place to purifying flames. Isn't it about time we got started? Who is Aurora? Oh, so you've managed to barge in here and interfere with the prophetess's designs without even knowing who she is. But it's too late now. You will never attain sight. All you can do is accept your fate. I do not like it when people take the prophetess Aurora's name in vain. I desire your death, enemy of truth. The time for words has passed. Ultimates, give your power to this harbinger of Aurora. Let her foes see the truth or become awash in blood.
I won't heed your cries of mercy, crusted.
Right to them. We need to get over here so we can blow that up. Hey, Blurred. There. Cassia. And you can go here. Kibbles can go down there. My glorious Pascal go there. Oh, I hate that sniper. Oh, I forgot about that little turd.
To the weak. I serve the ruinous powers. Chaos guides me. Out of my way.
So the first step to not having to deal with all the bullshit is that you destroy this.
Not a problem for me. Already done.
Then we do the funny. Can we hit him with that? No, we can't, but we can hit him with this.
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Perfect, okay. With him out of the way, we can put a nice big pile of damage onto better.
I'm not accustomed.
Very nice. That is significantly less nice.
Just a minor setback.
Guys with las guns that are still alive.
To non-believers.
Well, needs must and all that.
Target well struck. Victory is imminent.
God Emperor, move through me. Be the fire in my heart. Faith without deeds is worthless. As the Emperor commands, I act. Doubt is for the weak. As the Emperor commands, I act.
Good dodge from Abelard there. And Pascal.
The undesired comprehends all.
Good. Very good.
Request approved.
Trust me. Killing brings me no pleasure.
Perfect.
Chaos guides me.
Significantly less so.
My ears are ringing.
Breathes a bit much for my taste. Sort of veil degradation
Suits
was
my
like not terrible.
purposes.
I am fear incarnate. At your beck and call. It will be done. An exemplary strike.
Okay, that'll pop him out over there. How much health does he have, though? Oh, it just teleported him back. Well, that's awful.
Indeed.
Oh, no. And he is inside him now. Okay.
Be careful not to cross my gaze. If I may. Me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
I will do my duty. At your beck and call. Death to the weak.
Let's see, does he have a bolter? He does have a bolter, okay. Okay,
It will be done.
I'll do it.
Argentia, you couldn't hit the broadside of a barn door.
My vow is to serve. Request approved.
A dance of blades and shadows. As honor or come, the other side awaits.
I serve the ruinous powers.
I'll live another day. All too easy. for me.
Cassia. Ah, poor girl.
Down one. I need to blow that before I deal with anything else. Perfect. Okay.
As the Emperor commands, I act.
Okay, that's
I'll
not
do
really
it.
what I asked for, but okay, video game. Just do what you want.
As the Emperor commands, I act.
So, hello. Thank you for choosing Pascal's tech support today. We are glad that we were able to resolve your problem, which is life, and
I am your blade and shield.
we would be very appreciative of a higher review on Yelp. Thank you.
Aim for the heart next time.
Heretic Nerd and company are not responsible for any injuries, loss of life, limbs, or happiness.
Nothing I can't do.
For von Valentius. My place is at the fore. I took care of this one. Look no further.
Evane Winterscale. I don't believe we've been properly introduced. Blood is bubbling on the young man's lips, and his voice is barely audible, but even now it remains melodious and quite courteous. Evane Winterscale, Ath Coronis. Greatly pleased to make your acquaintance. On the rare days that Lord Winterscale visited Yorick 5, the station was awash in a mist of warm hues. We were forbidden from meeting each other, but I was delighted still to see such rare colors in my own. Now, however, his colors are darkening. Twisting from pain and bitterness, we must help Lord Captain. We must save the clarity of his soul, for he whose presence makes the world a little brighter deserves no less. Lady Cassia, I presume. The sacred child of House Orcelia. How disgraceful it is that the one day we finally meet, Yvain looks away in shame. I find myself not at my best. There is no disgrace in your predicament, Lord Winterscale. The Lord Captain and I met under similarly dreadful and tragic circumstances. Conserve your strength. You are wounded and need help. Wounded? I would have phrased it altogether differently. Tortured and maimed, perhaps. Have you ever had your eyes burnt out? This was my first time. I cannot say I recommend the procedure. He's trying to make light of the situation, or growing delirious from the pain. What have they done to you? And the warden, my friend. I tried to convince him to stop the riot. Diplomacy failed. Father hates diplomacy, which is why I had to try. I must take my leave. I will see to it that assistance is provided to you and that you are escorted from here. He nods, giving in to oblivion. Not a good sign. Not a particularly good sign. What we got here?
I'll lay claim to the stars.
Pistol. The mutilated man does not stir. Bound in his shackles, the plaque near his head reads, Most Holy Prophet and Optimate, Ata Shan. Crippled man's appearance is ghastly, and yet it is evident that he was cared for after his mutilation. A corruption of the flesh. A twisted perversion of mankind's holy form.
I won't tolerate weakness.
Your skin crawls as you approach this place. However, there appears not to be anything of note. Appearances can be deceiving. Corpse starch rations. There we go. Just what I always wanted. More ground up dead people, please, and thank you.
Awaits.
Can always do with more. The accretions on the outside of the structure indicate some regularly occurring natural phenomenon, possibly poison gas emissions.
Interesting.
Nothing worth. Hold on. Ah. There is a journal in here. 3.
None shall stand in my way.
Pair of knives, chem grenades. A whole lot else there. A diary. Page, possibly. Right. The rebellion has been crushed. I have news of your lord. Is Lord Winterscale safe? Is he all right? He is safe and in one piece. I shall receive him as a guest on my ship, so ready the shuttle. He is alive but badly wounded. Help my people get him to my ship. It will be done immediately. Thank you for letting me know, your lordship. Right then. Return to the old void ship. Oh, don't do it, video game. Don't you dare! Don't you dare. Okay. Let's get that open. We're gonna buy all of that. Noise suppression helmet, Mars pattern X, reflective shield. Right. Before we go back there, let's go to that command bunker. Buy some things I need to see if I can afford anything from them. If I can, I will proceed to get my gloriously grubby hands on anything of value that could prove useful in the fight ahead, because if I remember correctly,
It's about time.
doing this on harder difficulty, you want to have every edge you can get. We're going to be edging hard tonight, chat. Lots and lots of edging. Okay. Balanced mall. Ooh. Ooh. Hello. Hello, dear. I'll take that force sword. Thank you kindly. gives thee good Dan-fed dame. Let's add that cargo. Probably as well. Is there anything else we could afford technically? Probably that.
Follow my lead!
Really pursue that further. My primary goal is to stay alive and deal with this little bit of a heretic cult. Alright, Rykad, my hearts. Electrodynamic Synovium. Sure, nothing bad will happen here at all. Okay. We'll cover the landing area, your lordship. Glory to the Von Valencius dynasty.
My house would be
Judging by
proud
the dead
of me.
people's equipment, they were the same wardens the governor sent to the monastery's aid. And
I won't tolerate weakness.
as usual, the governor didn't send enough troops to deal with the problem.
I rise to
Lay
the
people
occasion.
unworthy of entering the hallowed Synovium humbly said their prayers next to this computational altar. Just saying, if you're gonna deal with a heretic cult, you need to do so with overwhelming force. Don't piecemeal this shit, otherwise you will die.
Experience? Nothing matters more.
And lose more
I'll lay claim to the stars.
without exception.
I did fine.
Pieces are molten at the edges. The statue is likely blasted by a barrage from a multi-laser turret. The type found on landing force shuttles. Now, now who could possibly have had such a thing? I can imagine who it would be. That says all the signs of the proper chaos surprisingly, don't it? The binary hen awakens the gates latching mechanism.
A new challenge for me.
Behold! The electrodynamic Synovium. All its glory. Right then. What do we got? Heretics were killed swiftly and ruthlessly. They never had time to reach for their weapons.
Guide my strikes true against the heretics who have encroached upon these halls. Let not one villain escape the God Emperor's retribution delivered by our hands.
Your hues are so vivid, Sister Argenta. The hatred that fuels your words and impulses burns like a supernova.
None shall stand in my way.
She is one very angry lady. You note that the wire junctions are often marked with the symbol of a key that appears to connect two lines. Ooh, okay. I don't think we want to go in that door yet. What's this one? Ah, yes. On the maladies of machine spirits and the ways of diagnostic divination.
My warp sight reveals something.
We should deal with this.
Is that one open? A tech priest's body rests on a metal table, surrounded by sparking spirals of copper coil. A patina of sacred augments covers his withered fleck. His augmetics have been polished with great care. Intricate electus cover the dead man's crossed arms and bare torsos, and strands of wires envelop his head. You're very welcome, Shell Clark. Pascal bows respectfully before the dead man and carefully touches the shriveled body with the tip of his mechadendrite. Honored adherent, I thank you for showing us the truth of Fabricator General Pekravar's maxim. Death does not end the service of a machine of the spirit-driven. Examine the body. The body seems motionless, but you notice a slight tremor in the fingertips. This ancient servant of the Omnissiah must be data dreaming. His mind, enveloped in digital reverie, can persist for hundreds or thousands of years while his frail body is decaying. This sacred state of trance is a great reward only earned by the wisest and most pious servants of the machine god. Such purity of color. I have never seen anything like it. Deep tranquility shrouded in a white, cool cloud. Such unity of thought and spirit. The dead are incapable of conceiving such hues. Next to the table, the body is resting on, you see small amulets crafted from burned cogitator circuit boards. There is no dust on these small offerings. They were clearly left here recently. Can you hear me, deck priest? The light in the crypt becomes a little brighter and sharper, and the smell of ozone fills the air. The box on the ceiling comes alive and lets forth a solemn binaric aura that turns into a crackling, somnolent voice. In this dark hour, I am ready to bring you good tidings, tech brethren. Now respond with the words of the second galvanic hymn. The second galvanic hymn is a revered and miraculous prayer of the Adeptus Mechanicus. Naturally, you know it very well. Let us praise the twin charges, the body electric, and the Omnissiah, who lights the spark of reason within us, and let us carry his charge to those who turn their mind towards his light. Let it be so indeed. The monastery is under attack by heretics. Can you help? In my bigotry, I saw their unholy requests and rejected them angrily. For it is said in the 4th article of security, no unbeliever's hand shall intrude upon the operation cycle. They have seditious designs on the relic, but should I give you, who does not belong to our faith and fellowship, my blessing to stand up to the blasphemers? I may not be a member of your priesthood, but you and I are of the same faith. This statement is true. The 1st article of security says, fear above all evil, the defilement of knowledge, and its command outweighs the prohibition contained in the 6th article of security. Let knowledge be locked away from the ignorant. So be it. In the name of shaming the unbelievers, I grant you the special blessing of access and protection from the range of the motive force. Dry crackling sounds from inside the crypt's walls as awakened cogitators process the ancient high priest's command. Goody.
It's about time.
You're significantly less likely to be fried later. As we shall be in all likelihood, because too many members of my party have this lovely little debuff on them. Ferrum Sanctum. Because I just have. You shall be purified by the motive force, blasphemer. Had to jam.
Take a knee and bow
Subverm
before me.
As the tenets demand. The shadows, let your soul be purged. Caught by the web. I shall not fail. As honor ordains.
Suits my purposes.
Trust me. Killing brings me no pleasure. As the tenets demand.
Perfection. Okay. Shovel will probably get replaced very soon with that new sword that I forgot to equip because I am Le Special. Okay. There and that. dodge that, asshole. I still kind of wish we got something like this in Darkide. It would have been cool. But we get enough Electro fun stuff with the current iteration of Istakari. Electrostatic gauntlets. Okay.
The
Gentia,
enemies of the
here,
Emperor will
and
be undone. That is for
light.
the... I'll do it. Faith without deeds is worthless.
She does hit like a third of the time.
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
There, and
I am a navigator, not a servitor.
Abelard, make
At
them
your beck and
explode.
Victory is reduced to dust.
That's 2 down.
Indeed.
1 to go.
One, you are target.
Not bad. Alright.
The scriptural prognosis is favorable.
Very angry servant of the Omnissiah later.
Let the cycle be discontinued. Running by Lyric override.
And we should be able to deal with that one as well.
Death comes in silence. I shall not fail. My blade comes. The other side awaits. The web serves.
I
We are the
won't
spearhead
tolerate
of the
weakness.
Imperium.
Cultists were killed with a hit to the back from some kind of electric weapon. Their fists, no doubt. They be fisting, boys. They be fisting very hard. Okay. And here he is. The man, the myth, the legend, the Giga Chad himself.
With that answer, I will repeat my question again. The last Electro priest you killed, where did you find him?
Burn in the fire of dawn, servant of the corpse emperor!
Another one meets the limit of his utility. The last of them.
The tall, dark-haired man sizes you up with a quick glance. A supernatural chill is making the air around him crackle softly. The expensive fabric of his jacket is stitched with gold thread and marked by several reddish-brown stains. A force sword and a vox hang from his belt, and the emblem of the Holy Inquisition glitters on his chest. Seneschal, isn't this the chap we're supposed to find, the Lord Inquisitor? I dare say...
I dare say it is, Lord Captain. Now, if it were possible for the gentleman to properly introduce himself and dispel our doubts.
Seneschal? Lord Captain? Do I have the pleasure of speaking to a rogue trader? Allow me to introduce myself. Interrogator Heinrichs van Kalox of the Imperial Inquisition's esteemed Ordo Xenos. I must confess, I'm perplexed to meet someone of your standing in a place like this.
I am here to collect you. I am under orders from the Lord Inquisitor to offer any assistance you may require, after which I am to provide you safe passage to footfall aboard my ship.
Then the timing of our meeting is fortuitous. I am requisitioning you and your retinue for my task.
are you now?
Starting with her. You have provided exactly the kind of specialist that this situation requires.
Have I now? One chat. I dare say that's most unpleasant.
There we go.
I am the Domin's shadow. If he says the word, I will protect you. If he says the word, I will take you to the Undying One.
Requisitioning? Young man, your choice of words is unseemly to the point of insult. You are addressing a rogue trader.
He is very aware.
I don't imagine you'll be any happier if I say taking into inquisitorial custody.
To aid his faithful servant in the fight against corruption is the solemn duty of all whose actions affect millions of the Imperium subjects. Let your example guide those who will carry the Emperor's light across 1,000 stars.
You are familiar with the works of Inquisitor Alistar the Redeemer. Not every acolyte can say the same, let alone people less initiated. Please forgive my lapse in manners, Lady Navigator Orselio. It is a great honor.
When you hear the word Redeemer, every 40k fan who knows anything about Necromunda immediately perks up and goes, "Oh no, not those Redeemers. The Redemptionists are a little insane."
I came to Rycad Minoris on a mission, which a rebellion prevented me from fulfilling. The governor is convinced that malcontents from among the rabble were the instigators, but I immediately suspected a more sinister presence at the root of the mutiny. My visit to the monastery and a few unhurried conversations with some of the rebels confirmed my suspicions.
Did they now?
Someone by the name of Aurora is leading the rebellion. Data indicates that the head of the cultists is here right now, in the sanctum of the ancient reactor. Given the prophecy of the final dawn, and the special efforts made by the enemies of humanity to seize the monastery, their goal is to gain access to the holy power source's control circuit and trigger a process that, once started, cannot be stopped. In other words, to detonate the reactor, thus being themselves the cause of their much-touted final dawn.
Blasphemous insanity.
As Henrix Van Kalok speaks, you suddenly notice the way he is looking at you, with his eyes slightly narrowed as if he is peering into your soul, a soul that is touched by the gift of sorcery. The change in your expression does not escape the interrogator's notice, and you see the corner of his mouth twitch. You must have instantly recognized a fellow psyker. I can help you with Aurora. Let's join forces.
Thank you. Regrettably, the governor's people showed themselves to be unprepared for the perils of this place. And extracting blade shards from a person's stomach is beyond my powers. I hope that a rogue trader's retinue will prove more capable than a group of soldiers fresh off the base. I am positive that not all of the Electro priests within these walls have perished. The heretics spoke of shadows emerging from side alleys to make short work of the cultists invading their abode. I surmise that the entrance to their hiding place is somewhere in the hall near a machine known as the Circular Cogitator. I imagine it's one of the local sacred relics which the Electro priests treat with special piety.
It is. Goody. Rid ourselves of a certain bothersome death cultist. Okay. Alright. And now the core party is formed. Finally. Formed, and here to cause lots of problems. Next. Power's good. Weapon's good. Purge soul. Athletics. Toughness. Blade of light. Second sight. Inscribed soul. Enforce reality. Warp. Contempt. Daring Breach. Defensive Stance. Opening. Engagement. Destined. Eternal Glory. Weapon damage. Toughness. Shield of the Emperor. Stabilizing factor.
The machine god grants me insight.
Oh,
Follow my lead.
Oh, loot. Oh. Oh, hello. How very lonely you look. Soul Siphon. Very pretty psychic sword. And then a staff. A far better staff than I currently possess. Very nice. Very, very nice indeed. And the gear.
Victory awaits!
Gear. There's gotta be something I'm missing. I forgot to do. Most perturbatory. The circular cogitators, the Electro priest hiding place must be nearby. It is, but we're not going there yet. Dual people to kill first.
This explorator is blessed with
A new challenge for me.
Alright. The Altar of Sacred. Okay. Pilgrims, only the words of the first Galvanic hymn will reveal to you the gifts hidden behind the veil of knowledge. Now chant with me. Let us sing this canticle to the Omnissiah from whom the holy discharge springeth forth. The watchful breakers that protect us from the sacrilege of the short circuit. Mortal reason that hath created. Oh, wait. Hold on. It's mostly correct. That one. And. I keep forgetting what it is. The arcane key that closes the circuit. Hold on. Oh, there we go. Knew I had forgotten someone.
I'll lay claim to the stars.
done that one very recently, so I kind of remember it. Sorta. Sometimes I'm even lucky enough to remember things correctly.
What advice do you seek?
Start doing zappy soon.
Executing request.
I won't heed your cries of mercy.
Surrender to the dire that guides me. Out of my way.
I will bathe this battlefield in righteous fury. As the Emperor commands, I act. I'll do it.
Or in the words of Bobby from Supernatural, ball.
Doubt is for the weak.
He has a gas mask. It's so cute.
Death to non-believers.
Okay. What do we got?
Tried and tested tactics are the best
There.
ones.
Zapping.
Advancing.
Get me a target.
Rejoice in battle!
Maybe they finally fixed the bug where it would just keep zapping you straight on through that, and I think they did. That's actually really good.
At your beck and call. I took care of this one.
All too easy.
I will do my duty. Victory is imminent.
Housing me was your biggest mistake.
Step aside. The navigator is coming. Isn't this a job for the Strathline Grace, at least?
Not possible.
I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
Already done.
Nice, okay.
I won't object to it. I'm done with this one.
Auto pistol for the win.
Activating calculated fury algorithm.
Straight through there.
My vow is
Guided by faith.
ready. At your beck and call. We'll rule the stars themselves. I've seen worse battles than this in my time. Indeed. I will do my duty.
Not bad. 8. 8 total wounds.
I have read tomes of military tactics.
Everyone, step aside.
No, I don't think I shall, Henrix.
Let's see to it.
Chaos guides me. Death to the
One fewer target.
Right. Salvation in the Holy Chainsword.
I'll do it. As the Emperor commands, I act. God Emperor, move through me. Be the fire in my heart.
Perfect. Okay, and then
It will be done. Reduce to dust. Your seneschal is always there for you.
Abelard is always there with a tap to the back of the head. It's what makes us love him so. He's very good at it. He always comes in clutch.
It's about time.
Sometimes you consult the appropriate treatise on Tactica Imperialis and weigh every step. Sometimes, though, you just fire your biggest cannon and save the day.
Boost. Okay.
Nothing's impossible for this old officer.
Indeed. Another plasma pistol, multi-key, bunches of loot.
Compared to naval service, that was barely
A
challenge.
multitude of symbols are carved into the enormous generator. You realize that they are the foundational tenets of the Electro priest religion. Standing out among them is the triumph of reason over all other facets of human nature.
Experience. Nothing matters more.
Argue its experience and skill, but
Follow my lead.
experience grants wisdom. Through wisdom, truth. Truth. Understanding, and through understanding comes ministry.
My success is an irrefutable certainty.
Bodies of careless cultists have been thoroughly fried by an arc of the motive force.
Victory awaits.
And that instantly tells you what Chaos God they're sworn to. The Eye of Zinch. crowd of cultists has surrounded a tech priest crucified upon a mechanism. A rhythmic whisper repeated by 100 voices blends into some blasphemous enchantment. Powerful discharges of the motive force run through the machine, causing the unfortunate prisoner's body to convulse brutally and forcing woeful cries of pain from his lips. The tech priest's hoarse voice echoes under the ceiling. In the clenched claws of stagnation, in the shackles of iteration zero, under the iron wing. Let the cycle be discontinued. Brother, I am here. Bring me three-eyed Tally. Oh dear. Hello, Rez. How are you? I am registering a severe violation of the purity protocol. The blessed Amarnat has been captured by heretics and is being tortured. Are you sure he is Amarnat? Confirmed. I do not observe his face, but I recognize his words. Let the cycle be discontinued is the blessed Amarnat's motto. How is he bearing this torture? A devotee of the Omnissiah is capable of withstanding great bodily torture. Oh dear, indeed. Torment with no loss of functionality, but where flesh reinforced with sacred iron will persevere, the purity of spirit may perish. I hypothesize that these heretics have made the blessed Amarnat a participant in some variety of sacrilegious ritual. Through sacrilegious torture, they are trying to break his will and turn him into an unholy terminal with which to control the reactor's power outer power circuit system. The tech priest's colors are stained with grime. They are diluted, painted over with rot, and yet his heart still holds a cinder of bright red. This dying flame can be ignited anew. We must save the esteemed tech priest without risking his life. We can use the blasphemer's clothing as a disguise. Unrecognized, we can sabotage the power units, overloading them and thus cleansing the hall of heretics. The lightning discharge have charred the discharges have charred. Discharges have charred. Fuck you. The giant furry returning? Giant furry. Lehman Russ? That's the only giant furry I can think of, Rez. Unless you're talking about, the lion, but no, the lion's not really into that. I shudder with disgust at the mere thought of having to touch clothing adorned with unholy symbols, let alone wear it. This is the first step towards following a small compromise with evil that will lead to something greater. Is there truly no other way, Rogue Trader? The signs of the archenemy are not just painted symbols, but conductors of its will, the world of their prayers, even spoken without faith, their coats of arms, even deceitfully worn. All this increases the presence of the ruinous powers near you, and draws their corrupting attention to you. I haven't heard too much about Lehman coming back. Personally, nothing I've read recently, but I may need to go back and look. Something may have come out since I looked yesterday, but I haven't really been diving into it. If Lehman Russ is coming back, that would be interesting. I like him a lot more after I read his novel. I mean, how can you not like him? He threatens to rip out Lionel Johnson's throat with his teeth. You know, it's just that kind of just crazy Viking that you kind of just have to like. If it helps to save a worthy man, I will put on the cultist robes. I pray that the Omnissiah gives the blessed Amarnat enough fortitude. I really like Lehman Russ, though. A lot more than I did. I still think he's a tard for not ignoring Horus, but... How are you, by the way, health-wise? I am doing much better. Much, much better, Rez.
The heretic's garb clings to your skin like a greedy leech, tingling and foul fever spread over your body, as though these tatters have imbibed the vile contents of their former wearers' souls. I'm doing great. Halo Combat Evolved is bombing, so that might make you feel better. It does! It does! It fills my soul with a nice little fire of vindictive madness. It's lovely. A heavy crown of golden neurologmatics rests upon the servitor's head. The crown is bent and broken from ruthless gunbutt blows. The pale body is covered in blasphemous inscriptions carved into the withered flesh. Oh, man. I could have told, like, I predicted that would be shit long before it came out, and I'm not surprised that it's not doing particularly well. After seeing a couple of friends stream it, I was just like, good God. Because it does the same thing they all do. Every remake does this. It does the, hey, let's drag in another character that does nothing but demean and try to drag down into the dirt the hero. Because, you know, well, yeah, he's killing us, but there are other people involved too. It's just like, oh, fuck off. I finally started reading some of the books, and are there any books worth suggesting? I find myself vibing with him more and more. Okay, Rez, I will DM you my reading list, okay? I will DM you my reading list, okay, after we get done here. I have a whole reading list. It's really good. Get them all. They're fucking amazing. Okay? I will DM them to you after stream. Okay? But top of that list for just, you know, everyone watching, Jagged Icon, Warhawk of Chigoris. He is so good. Yeah, 5th Legion are based. Yeah, I'll DM to you after stream. They're really fucking good. Deck used. We'll try to conduct a restart ceremony. For the glory of the Omnissiah, let this machine spirit sleep, that it may awaken and serve again. Pascal gently touches the servitor's crown, deactivating one of its segments. Let the outer neural connection circuit be plunged in darkness. Another touch, and several lights in the crown go out. Let the command response hub fall silent. Also, it's not that Williams is a woman, it's that she's a bitch. Yes. God. And I know there is one book where the ODSTs, like, don't like Master Chief. In every other book, they see Master Chief and they're like, fuck, finally. Ah. We're not gonna die alone. We have someone who can actually back us up in the shit. Pascal switches to Binaric Screech, accompanying his every action with a line from a sacred hymn. It is amazing how the reverent awe in the tech priest's voice can be discerned even through his rattling box. Suddenly, every light on the servitor's crown comes alive. Ready to serve. Energize the hull's power units to maximum. It will be done.
My Auspex has detected something.
Yeah. It was done for the same reason they always do this shit. It was because they wanted to tear down Chief to try and replace him with someone else, or try to just... They just really like demeaning heroes. They like... I need to do a video on this, honestly. But they just really like killing heroes. They like dragging them through the mud. And it's just this mean-spirited wish to destroy that which better men created. Keys, Veronica, Kat, Halsey, all women who were likable. True! True! And plus everyone's favorite AI waifu, Cortana. Okay. The altar is adorned with gilded skulls. Threads of metal that used to be electus are fused into the bone. Once majestic, the altar has now been desecrated with blasphemous images of blue-green suns. Some of its levers and buttons have been pried from their sockets, but the mechanism still glorifies the Omnissiah with its operation. I identify this as the safety system control altar. For our diversion to succeed, the blessed machine must be executed, and may its spirit forgive us. God,
cause the altar to overload. Also, it's not even like all ODSTs not like Spartan. It was one ODST who hated Chief because he had killed members of his squad during a training exercise. True. Every other book, they're very happy to see him. And every other Spartan they run into. You see this in Reach. You see this in Halo 3. You see it in Halo 2. Every time the ODSTs get to work with the Spartans, there's a friendly rivalry. Because they're both special forces. Pascal offers a short binary prayer, then enters command after command to set up a trap for the machine spirit inhabiting the altar. The code born out of the tech priest's tinkering causes the spirit to flutter confusedly in a snare of impossible commands. Heat up the altar's circuit boards and perish forever in the showers of sparks that burst forth from the melting wires. May we be granted the Omnissiah's forgiveness for this act. I am registering a general shutdown of the security system. And then we just need to go do this.
A new challenge for me?
I don't know you. Who are you? Why haven't I met you before?
They have a prophet calling Chief a demon pre-Halo 2. What the fuck? Yeah. Yep. I can't remember if they called other Spartans demons before that, but not by memory. Not from what I've read, but it has been a long time since I've read Halo lore. I've played the games relatively recently, though. Oh. Perhaps the Master has blinded your eyes to trifles that you may behold that which is true. May our Master blind you too, brother. Alright. Time to go grab a seat. This is the Lumino Deacon's command throne. This is where the power, unit actuation, and shutdown litanies are recited from. The blessed Lumino Deacon himself has the honor of closing the circuit the motive force flows through. Sit down upon the throne and recite the litany of actuation. I am about to be greatly honored, or else thoroughly charred. Maybe both. No, the term demon came after Chief blew up the first Halo. Yeah. Yes. That does sound correct. As soon as you lay your hands on the command throne's panels, a sting of electricity numbs your senses for an instant. Your fingers cramp and your vision grows dim. Forgive us, Omnissiah, for such a gross violation of the right of operation. Repeat the litany after me and activate the command rooms I point to. Pascal's vox starts reciting the words gloomily and hoarsely. Clinging on to the blazing shreds of your fading consciousness, you repeat the words of the litany after Pascal and touch the command runes as the unabating lightning rips through your muscles and makes your bones crackle. I am recording a successful activation of the power units. And in 3, 2, 1. Tapping, tapping. And that, boys and girls, is how we avoid combat.
None shall stand in my way. I am at your service.
Heal me!
Let's patch you up. Back into the fray.
Kiss my boo-boos and make them better. Okay. Alright. Take all of that. Dad, they gave me an owie. Okay. Torture tech priest. Let's get him down.
In the cycles of the foreordained, there lurks a flaw of worship.
The tech priest's body convulses, pained, plaintive, creaks of binaric prayers come from his vox. As moments pass, the signal becomes less and less, as if something twisted and wrong were being added to it.
Subject unidentified. This is not the blessed Amarnat. Stranger, I request your name. How do you know my mentor's motto? Who are you, servant of the Omnissiah? The fire of the hearth sent forth sparks. The name of this spark is Abel Hunneman.
The tech priest looks over at Pascal. For a brief moment, his speech becomes clear.
The echo of my call has reached you. Good. The iteration is at its end. The design is fulfilled. What design? Why are you calling yourself by my name? Was it you who summoned me to Rykad Minoris? What for? I categorically demand an answer.
Pascal's voice rises to an intimidating howl, but the delirious tech priest does not seem to understand what he is saying.
What design? An intention, both bold, honorable, to open new gates for the waters of knowledge and comprehension. A plan written so the righteous may follow. And trust in the great pattern of revelation and uniform progression towards it.
Pascal's voice is trembling with elation.
Those are his words. I have not heard them in a very long time.
You can talk once we get him out of here.
A cold determination breaks the heart. The probabilities are dark and frightening. Brother, I do not wish to gaze into them.
We are the flame of knowledge that drives away the darkness.
Do not fear what is to come, brother. We are already here.
Do you know him, Pascal? There are deep char burns all over his body, and the skin around his augmetics is also charred. Blasphemous spells have been carved into his sacred iron, forming unholy litanies of scrap code. It is amazing how robust this tech priest's life support systems have to be in maintaining the spark of life in his grievously wounded body.
The subject has not been identified and has no record in my cataloging. Interrogation is impossible due to the subject's evident affective state of clouded consciousness.
As soon as you touch the tech priest's battered flesh, he shifts his gaze to you and says with sudden clarity,
Many sparks have gone out, but not all. The electric shepherds are alive in the darkness. I heard their prayers. Find them, save them, recite the hymn of contact circuit restoration, so that you may behold what is hidden. Information archived to the effect that the circuit restoration hymn is the entrance password to the Electro priest's hiding place. I note with great sorrow that the cultist ritual has been partially successful. My tech brother has been tainted by corruption. He is in the grip of a schismatical, an unholy imitation of a machine spirit. I request immediate activation of the Texorcism Protocol. I shall help save him.
The possessed man responds with a burst of repulsive laughter. Every now and then, a word or two of Gothic finds its way into the binaric obscenities pouring out of his vox, and what seems to be the schismatical stinted forays into a language that is alien to it. His body convulses, his joints twist at unnatural angles, with the sound of bursting steel couplings. As the possessed man thrashes about, his internal augmetics emerge gradually through the hanging tatters of his flesh, as though an iron homunculus hidden inside the tech priest were trying to cast off the meat cocoon it no longer needed. Pascal's mechanindrite extends a thin drilling needle. Sacred unguent glistens on it. A code purification order is heard as the needle sinks into the possessed tech priest's skull and touches his neural augmetic, forming an electric circuit with it. Extreme strain is visible on his face. Furious litanies pour out of his vox. Result: failure. Requesting assistance. Send a purifying charge of the motive force into the possessed man's body. May the machine god heal you. Undaunted, you grab one of the severed cables and press it into the tech priest's body, and a shock of formidable power shakes the possessed man. Machine oil gushes out of his mouth. His vox hisses deafeningly as the flow of the motive force burns the corruption in his sacred iron. The overload destroys some of the circuit boards of his neural augmetic, resets his code, and erases the schismatical from existence. The tech priest's eyes roll up and he loses consciousness, crushed, yet still alive, and no longer in the thrall of corruption. With the utmost care, Pascal takes his body down from the mechanism and lays it on the floor. His stirring litanies of gratitude to the Omnissiah echo through the hall.
Rest, tech brother. We will come back for you when we have done our duty to the miraculous fusion reactor. Lord Captain, the Omnissiah commands a pious mind to strive towards uncovering the truth. Therefore, I will not stop until I find my mentor and understand his connection to the servant of the machine god. I request the privilege of joining your retinue as a rightful companion. I can offer to fulfill the duties of an engineer on your ship in exchange for the right to follow you and conduct my own investigation. And now we have Pascal permanently as a companion, unless we piss him off, which is unlikely because I really like Pascal. Also, you're gonna love the old man. He's great. He's like actually a really interesting character. I'm sad more people don't like him as much as I do. Get back in the fight. I'm going to take Breakthrough Ranks. Or Air of Authority is good. Air of Authority is very good. Pinnacle of Weaponry. Steel the Forge. Blade of Light. No, we do probably want to have Chain Weapon Expert. Hoping to maybe go with heavy weapons, and I don't think there are any two-handed force weapons, so we'll see. High resistance, so might be good, and we'll see. Shield, Flame, Combat Master, Dual Weapon Combat, Durable Nodding, Echo Pulse, Bolter Weapon Proficiency, Chain Weapon Expert. Just whatever I did read about the con, he was pretty pregnant. Also good to know his White Scars get good material. Just whatever I did read about the con, he is always very pretty pragmatic. He is, Rez. The con is more than pragmatic, though. He's very... He has that rarest of things in 40K. He has common sense. He's not one of these, yes, I have psychic powers. I'm gonna just let my sons do whatever the fuck they want. Magnus. He's like, no, this is gonna need laws and rules, as much as I hate those. It would also probably be smart if we, like, didn't trust everything the Emperor says entirely, but he's probably still doing what he's doing for the best of humanity. Like, you know, for the good of mankind. That's what I like about the Khan. The Khan is actually smart. And when, I believe it's the Alpha Legion comes with him, like, come, betray the Emperor, join Horus. He's just like, lol, no. He's like actually smart, not, oh, I'm Magnus, I think I'm smart. For me right now, it is the Khan and Sanguinius are tied, okay, for my favorite Primarch. I like them both so much. They're just so good, and they're generally really well written. So those are my two favorites, at like the tip top, okay? Below that is probably Leman Russ and Rabute Gilliman. And then probably below that is like the Lion. The Lion's actually not terrible. Plus the Lion did a lot of cool stuff.
Although I do feel really bad for Magnus. Reading the White Scars novels, Rez, will make you feel very sad for what happened to Magnus. Magnus is perhaps one of the greatest tragedies in 40K. If you actually read his lore. He was meant to be so much more, it's just his sheer fucking arrogance got the better of him. He was a little bit too sure of himself. But he could have been so much more. You get to see a little bit of that. I think it's in the Master of Mankind, where the Emperor is like trying to show. It's in one of the late Siege books, where he's trying to show Magnus what Magnus could be, and Magnus is just unable, due to just his pride, to come back to the light. But he's like, you know, you could be basically a god. You could hold the gates of hell closed with the golden throne. You could sail through the galaxy on wings of flame. You could, you know, you could explore every secret and piece of knowledge you could ever wish to have, but he's already broken himself into shards. And he's already been corrupted. But the Emperor is still trying so hard to redeem his son. It's really heartbreaking. Because, despite what we see later, despite what certain authors would probably want you to believe, the Emperor does love his children. In a way. Or did.
Glory be to the current of the motive force. May its dulcet light shine in our nospheric coronas. May its vitality nourish our augments. May its purity wash over our imperatives and engrams.
Funnily enough, not to spoil the Siege of Terra.
The monastery supplies power to several major hive cities on Rykad. Hidden somewhere in the depths of this building is a reactor of monstrous, unfathomable power.
The Emperor is, how should I put this?
It's about time!
The Emperor lost a lot of his humanity. He sacrificed it for the good of the species. Now, why he sacrificed it and, to do what with, that's a whole thing about it, so. But he lost a lot of his emotional capacity. But he does love his sons. Which is hilarious, because it causes Malkador to be like, he's fucking calling those goddamn flesh creatures we shoved possible god souls into, definitely god souls into, he's calling them his kids now. And, like, you know, there's some actual, like, affection there. Like, what the fuck? A shortish, muscular man wearing the scarlet colors of the priesthood of Mars steps into your path. The wrinkles on his cheeks and forehead point to his propensity for frequent outbursts of fierce anger, but right now he is showing no signs of aggression. Glowing blue patterns of electric tattoos, or electos, show through his oddly bluish-tinted skin. A tight bandage covers his eyes, yet he turns his face towards you with no hesitation. He has a sharp, screeching voice, not unlike a bird's cawing. I did read that conversation between the Khan and Magnus. It broke my heart. Yeah, it does. There's several conversations between the Khan and Magnus, Vulcan and Magnus, the Emperor and Magnus, and they're all just like, they're just gut punches, man. And there's a scene later, Rez, after you meet a character, with Targatai, Yasugai, and the Khan, the chief Zadian Arga. That is just like, it is just, yeah. There were many onion ninjas in the room at that moment when I read that the first time. Because it's, yeah, it's rough, man.
May the charge of the Omnissiah's mercy persist in the hands of the faithful.
May the motive force persist in their batteries.
I, rogue trader Ulrich von Valentius, declare this monastery to be under my protection.
The motive force brought you here at the right time, Pilgrim. The hallowed electrodynamic cenobium receives you, Pilgrim. I am Dar, Impulse 6, a servant of the motive force and the Praetor Electrode of this sacred monastery.
Pascal bows down humbly before the man. A trill of binaric signals comes from his vox, to which the Praetor responds with a solemn gesture of blessing. Pascal turns to you and says,
The rank of Praetor Electrode is a sign of high standing within the Electro Priest fraternity. To have been granted an audience is a great honor.
You have the honor of hosting the rogue trader of House von Valentius. I urge you to follow the proper etiquette when interacting with the imminent bearer of the sacred warrant. The Con Magnus bit reminds me of the Inquisitor Solus scene at the end of the Trespasser DLC. Yeah. I have not played that, but I have seen other people play it. Oh, also, Rez, and anyone else listening. The Khan's shit-talking of Fulgrim is the one of, if not the best shit-talking scenes in the entirety of 40K. It is so fucking good.
I heard from a contact on Mars
that you do strange things to your ships, Jagatai.
And I have heard that you do strange things to your warriors.
Oh, God. But that's not the best part. The best part is when he tells Fulgrim that he'd make Fulgrim choke on his own sword. Oh, God. Yeah, that if you're gonna read the White Scars books, Rez, it is peak. Because it's written by one of the best 40K authors around right now. It's written by Chris Wright. There's some other authors that do a really good job too, but Chris Wright does most of them, and they're so fucking good. Also, the scene with the Khan and Malkador. When he's like, he tells Malkador,
I know who you were.
What do you think you know, Jagatai?
Horus told me that you are Bram al-Kador, last of the Sigillites. He told me of the horrors you and your order wreaked upon mankind in the Age of Old Night.
It's just like, so good, so fucking good. Yeah, I love the White Scars. They're so big.
Within these walls, worldly titles are nothing before the motive force. Your deeds, however, speak far louder than titles, for your path here is sprayed with the blood of desecrators.
Dar Impulse 6, it was you, was it not, that Logos Abel came seeking an interpretation of his data trance?
Yes, Tech Brother Abel arrived here to engage in a magnetic meditation that would help clarify his visions. Unfortunately, the heretic's machinations prevented us from completing the ritual. The esteemed Logos volunteered his help in defending the monastery, but contact with him was lost soon afterwards.
What kind of visions was he receiving?
The Omnissiah's revelation was encrypted with great meticulousness, which indicates its great importance. Grasping it fully is beyond my ability, but a single touch was enough for me to realize the enormity of the secret concealed within, or more exactly, the secret design, which was how Tech Brother Abel referred to it. His mind has discerned in the world around him traces of some grand silence that he wishes to comprehend.
Is there a convo between Purity and Fulgrim that ends with Fulgrim with a broken nose? Purdy? Yes, there is. I think that's during Angel Exterminatus. Oh, there's another thing. The scene during the Siege of Terra. I believe it's in Saturnine. No, it's not in Saturnine. It's in, I forget which one it is. Fuck. There's a scene in one of the Siege books where Jagatai is, like, wanting to ride out to save the the citizens of Terra and bring them into the Sanctum Imperialis. And it is just, oh my god. Scene with him, Sanguinius, and Dorn, it is just like, yeah, I need multiple changes of pants now. This is so fucking fake. It's good. It's so fucking good.
I have rescued him from the insurgents. I hope the Omnissiah preserves Tech Brother Abel's life, that he may continue to comprehend the mysteries he has tapped into.
What happened here, and how did you manage to survive?
When the heretics descended in droves upon the Cenobium, we gave battle, but the unholy foes buried the Omnissiah's warriors under a mass of their bodies, thus extinguishing the defenders' sparks of purity. It was then that I ordered my few surviving brethren to retreat into the monastery's secret chambers. Upon taking refuge there, we began to destroy the blasphemous intruders in surreptitious ways. Alas, as fiery as my brethren's anger was, I had no right to permit them to die in honest combat, for the task of taking back our abode still lay ahead.
Dorn is who I'm most interested in reading about during the heresy. Dorn does a lot. Dorn does an awful lot. Dorn's seen with, not Garviel Loken, former Death Guard guy, not Loken, Garviel's the Luna Wolf. Oh, God. Fuck. Words. Guy's name. He's really important, and I should remember it, but I can't right now. I'm completely spacing it. Death Guard guy. Oh, God damn it. He becomes a knight errant. You'll know who it is once you're reading it. No, not Siggy. Siggy is a Imperial Fist. This is a Death Guard dude. The scene where he delivers the warning of Horus's betrayal at Istvan and the massacre of the Loyalists. That is so good. It is such a good scene. Because he does not want to believe it. And then Euphrates Keeler shows up. And Keeler is really good as a character. And also scary as all hell.
I must commend the skill with which your secret chambers are concealed.
You hear a tinge of wounded pride in Henrik's words, as if he is upset about failing to discover the Electro Priest's shelter.
Your choice of tactics was wise enough. Was wise as well. There was no point in losing more lives in the massacre that the cultists wrought. The leader of the heretics fought her way into the ark wherein dwells the miraculous fusion reactor. She was trying to desecrate the rite of operation with her unholy litanies, so that the relic may be corrupted and the world of Rykad Minoris may perish in a fount of fire. But my brethren in magnetic meditation are hampering her efforts by chanting access request prayers in unison, thereby suppressing the commands and that the blasphemers enter. This holy place will be protected against sacrilegious practices, I swear it. In this monastery, I was attacked by people who looked like Electro priests. That is a lamentable mistake. We knew of no help that was on its way, and we're not expecting to encounter any allies in the monastery's chambers, but I see that you are alive, and I mourn the senseless deaths of my brethren. I wonder if you would have so touchingly mourned the death of the Lord Captain's death, or if such sentiments would have only been awoken by the sound of our void ship delivering a punitive strike from orbit. You made the right decision when you chose to avoid combat and save yourselves. Thank you, Pilgrim. It was not easy. Watching unholy intruders stampede through the chambers of my temple, we all envied our brethren who have fallen upon there before that sacrilege began. I wish to get to the holy reactor. The Ark is hidden from Pilgrim's eyes, but considered the extraordinary circumstances of your visit to this monastery, I grant you that right. The hall that leads to the High Reliquary has been barred by the enemy, but I will open a secret path for you into the Ark and experience the motive force, Pilgrim. We pray to the security systems that they may refrain from punishing you for your intrusion. Why are you calling me Pilgrim? Only those lay people who wish to experience the motive force are allowed to cross this monastery's threshold. All others are profaners and criminals. You do not belong to the fraternity of the Electro priests, but your intentions are good. If you are not seeking the Omnissiah's wisdom, then it was the motive force itself that brought you here to find it. I have a few questions about this place and the people in it. Who are you? The hard-working servants and dwellers of the Cenobium, Electro-priests of the Adeptus Mechanicus, and the Corpus Scarii, did us a great honor by entrusting into our care the sacred relic around which the hallowed electrodynamic Cenobium was built. What precisely do you believe in? We have devoted ourselves to the worship of that aspect of the machine god, which is known as the motive force. It is the blessed divine spark that creates impetus in the universe. The Omnissiah, in his mercy, gave the world the gift of the motive force, and we follow its impulses in order to increase it, bring it to lay people, and protect it from unholy hands. The relic that this monastery protects provides the entire planet of Raikat Minoris with a blessed motive force, and we, unworthy though we are glad to serve the ancient machine that dwells in this place. Tell me more about your relic. It would be pointless to describe the miraculous fusion reactor. Only through beholding its ferocious power can one comprehend its blessed essence and fear the might of the Omnissiah. Its core was found 4,000 years ago and delivered to Raikat Minoris by the holy warrior of faith, Locke Impulse 1. During one of his campaigns, its sacred spark has not gone out for an instant, and the walls and power units of the Cenobium have been erected around the relic in order to protect it from ignorant laypeople, as well as to protect them from its formidable might. Pascal keeps his solemn silence, but the quick clicking of his mechadendrite claws betrays excitement at being so close to this sacred piece of archaeotech. You are not like other members of the Adeptus Mechanicus I have met. Our faith imposes a duty of obedience upon us. Every Electro-priest is given numerous Electus that combine in a blessed Voltageist circuit, allowing feeble flesh to withstand the might of the motive force. This is why our skin glows with its light and our eyes boil and melt when we are ordained. The Omnissiah's tears is what we call this phenomenon. This dying of unworthy flesh. As we shun the layperson's primitive means of looking at the world, we gain the ability to sense the motive force around us with our entire bodies.
Is Primus a Primarch or just a Chimera of Gene Seed? He's not a Primarch. And calling him just a Chimera of Gene Seed is reductive. Primus is one of the truly unique things in 40K. Primus is difficult, because Primus is more. Call designed him with a lot of different things in mind, and because of that, Primus doesn't function like a normal character. He's a Psyker, for example, and a much more powerful Psyker than, like, most librarians. There's a scene where he's talking to, I think it's a greater demon of siege. Something like that. He's communing with one. And he asks him what the Primarchs are. And the greater demon says, "What is a Primarch but too much spirit wrapped into little flesh?" And there's some other things in there that kind of hint that Primus is similar. His spirit rests uneasily in his body. If he actually like looks at himself with witch sight, he can see that he's more. It's very weird. And also his spirit doesn't fit into his body properly. So it's like looking at a superimposed image that the superimposition is just a little bit bigger. Just a little bit. Not much, but just a little bit. Like watching... Imagine you grabbed a picture of someone in, like, you know, in paint, drew it out, dropped down the opacity, and then just stuck it over the same person. Like, you know, a bigger shadow than his body is what his soul is like. So he's very similar to a Primarch. And that's basically what the Primaris are. They're a straight upgrade to Space Marines to make them more like Primarchs. If you want a good video on the Primaris Marines in general, watch the one from the Pontius. For me personally, I have some personal theories I've gone through that make me think that Primus is a pseudo-Primarch. Which there have been others of that particular designation throughout the history of 40K. Well, look, ladies and gentlemen, I hate to kill it here, but my voice is killing me. So we've been going for 2.5 hours. I will see you all on Saturday. We will be back next Wednesday with more Rogue Trader. And we'll do the big boss fight and kill Aurora, and Patrick will save the city. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much for coming by. Rez, thank you so much for talking with me about 40K lore. I really appreciate it. Everyone who got a membership, you're most welcome. Everyone who came by, hung out, talked, whatnot, thank you so much. Everyone who would like to see the conclusion of this little story, we're going to be doing this for the foreseeable future until I finish the game. So, if you'd like to see that, you better subscribe, because otherwise YouTube will cast me into the ether and you shall never see me again. But yeah, please leave a like on the stream. It helps a ton. Keeps me from getting buried in the algorithm. And until next time, ladies and gentlemen, this has been Pete, the Radical Nerd, signing off.